Hello everybody, it's Raven, and I've got an incredibly annoying Delmont and an equally annoying Saber with us. And we're checking out Ashura's ship, so tell me all about it, man.
Alright, well this is the EDF Epona. She's, got a, mass of, 11045.1, length of 202 meters, height of 31, and width of 125. Power generation is, oh my gosh, look at all those box.
Don't worry about the numbers too much, mate. It's all about the aesthetics. Like, that's kind of the way to go. What's the point of, or what's the purpose of the ship? That's the more important question.
Well, honestly, I was just sort of messing around when I built it, and I kind of wanted to make something that was a cross between a Star Trek style ship and something from like Galaxy Quest or something like that.
Fair enough. I can see a little bit of those influences. It looks like a main.
Definitely can see the Galaxy Quest on that.
Yeah. I gotta say, it's kind of
those engines, man. That's actually that's one of the few engine designs I've seen that's asymmetrical in that way.
Yeah.
In particular.
It looks good. I like it.
Yeah. To be honest, I'd love to see those as turrets. Hi there, Solana. I'd like to see those turrets. Just because I'd love to watch them flip up Voyager style, but they look cool, and I love that they're not just asymmetrical horizontally, but also vertically as well.
Yeah. I will say, the one thing that I will say about the ship is it's a little gray.
Yeah,
I'd love to see some more color.
You've got some great lines in it, some great recesses and stuff like that. Feel free to definitely switch up some of those colors for those lines and recesses, so that way it kind of breaks it up a little bit more. It's not as gray, because you really do have some good spots in here for that.
Yeah, like the ribbing little bits. Like if you can see where I'm at, if you like, for instance, turn like the part that I'm sitting on top of right now black, like that would work really well. For instance.
Yep.
We've already demonstrated that black and gray works really well if you do it right. And, you know, things like that. Look for those sorts of standout bits, you know. Little pieces of ribbing and things like that, tubing, if you will. That stuff going, if you change the color on that, that can really make everything else jump out. And that way it almost looks like it's, you know, at least on the gun barrel part, if you will. I'm assuming it's a gun barrel.
You know what this actually strikes me as, Raven? It strikes me as a ship that's fresh out of dry dock. I feel like it would benefit from some armor plating, or at least the illusion of. Really, even in a tertiary color. Yeah, you know, like this just got built, and yeah. And you know, in addition to that, one other thing we might mention on a more technical note, your turret docking enhancers can actually go inside the ship. The only thing that needs to be exposed is the actual thing you shoot your beam at to dock, the docking module.
And well, you know, it's not required. It could make it look better.
Yeah.
Because I thought that it had to be level with the actual.
Nope, it doesn't even have to be connected to that block. You could put like the very front one. You could put it at the back of the ship, and it would, as long as you connect it to the correct one, it'll still work. That's true. Use like it's like one block.
Yeah, okay. You lose like one block of efficiency, but who cares?
Yeah.
It looks good.
Like there are a few little details that I haven't fixed, and the weapon systems have been giving me like a ton of trouble. I've just had to rip them out and redo them a dozen times.
Yeah, they're tricky if you don't really get them down. Like they're tricky. Like the best thing to do is go practice with stuff separately before you go in there, and learn to set up the weapon systems that you want to set up properly before you put it in small scale. Just on like a sheet, you know, like just put a few blocks down and make sure that everything's set up properly, so that when you go in and set them up in this thing, you're not gonna have to redo it. Tends to make life a lot easier.
Right. I mean,
I've
like
already had to do
AMCs.
that.
The AMCs I've got down to where I want them, but I've been trying out a couple of different weapon types. I've damage games loaded on here right now as well, but they're not firing very quickly, and I figure I just got to mess around with it a bit more.
Yeah, that's usually what it comes down to. Unfortunately, it's kind of annoying.
Yeah, we feel your pain.
Trust me, we understand. Except for Saber, he doesn't do weapons.
Yes, Saber.
Some. I don't do a lot. Yeah.
Who are you? Who are you anymore?
I know,
Used
right?
to know
I
you.
don't know. I'm
I
so
used to
lost.
call
I don't
you
know what
a
to do with my
friend.
life. Wait, when?
Another thing is like the interior of the ship. It isn't quite finished. It's mostly the ship is mostly functional, so there's just like a couple of detail things that need to be worked on.
Might be able
There's nothing wrong with
to.
that.
Might be able to play with some more wedges in the hallway, but not too much. I mean, it looks pretty decent.
Absolutely, man. It's got a nice feel to it. Like
It's utilitarian,
that's one of
but
the-
that's a good thing.
yeah.
Yeah, like my sort of idea with it, like this is a military ship, so it's
Creature
not
comforts
really
are
made
number
for-
one.
Yeah.
Right.
Although you may want to add some beds, because despite creature comforts not being number one, you still need a bed. I was
Yeah,
at least
I
given a
have-
cot when I was in the military, so
I do have like sort of the bare bones of crew quarters up near the
yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now.
bridge cockpit area, and like I'm going to be filling those in later.
Yeah, yeah, and thankfully beds aren't hard to do, so that's
Like the bridge is the quote unquote bridge itself. It's I haven't really worked on it at all, beyond the basic framework. I'm planning on putting like rows of computers up on the upper levels, just for when like people would just sit and control
Yeah.
different subsystems and things like that. I need to add way more lights, but other than that, I think it's pretty much ready.
yeah. I think you've got a really pretty solid baseline here. I would add little bits and pieces here and there, but you've got a good start, a really good start.
Yeah. Very, very solid start.
Yeah, because
One
the
thing to
thing that
note,
most people fall flat on their face with is the general ship design, and you've already got interesting little, I guess, nooks and crannies, if you will.
It looks like a spaceship.
It looks like a proper spaceship, and a lot of ships end up, getting about halfway there, and this thing looks like it would be flight worthy, if you will.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
It's really just tricks with detailing, I think. Specifically color coordinations and little shadows tricks for the most part. But other than that, I think you're pretty much set. And
I'd
for
say
once,
gold.
Saber can't even say needs more wedges.
Yay!
Yeah,
I'm
very
so
solidly
fine with
wedged.
that.
He's got the wedges. You're good there. Could use some pentas and tetras here and there, but it should be fine. There's like a couple spots that I can see that, whilst it might not completely like benefit from them, it's like it would be an option. It really depends. So
It's personal preference.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a nice ship, gotta say. Definitely looking forward to seeing this one when it says fully detailed. If I could talk today, that would be freaking great. But I can't. So, whatever. Saber, you should try to imitate me and talk for me for a minute.
How's that?
That's about
Ouch.
Screw you! I'm going home. Oh wait, shit, I'm already here. All right. But with that, I think we're going to call it here and move on because we've got more people spawning in, ships everywhere, it looks like.
Hey, great work, man.
Yeah.
Glad to see you come back.
Thank you.
Yeah,
man.
definitely bring this back once you tweak it a little bit more. It'd be awesome to see. All right. So with that for everybody
Definitely.
watching, thanks for watching, and we will see you again next time.